Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Nathan Last, and I'm really excited to be bringing you the first episode of the Mental Grit vlog. This is kind of going to be a fun space that we can use in order to tell stories of athletic performance, of talking about mental grit consulting, and the things that we do with our athletes. And also kind of a space to talk about mental skills training for you, the viewer. We really want to be able to provide a space for you to ask questions, to be able to get answers to questions that you've had regarding kind of the mental things that are happening inside of your sport, inside of your performance, and really help you. And this is kind of our big mission, right? Accomplish your optimal success. Really be able to perform up to your true athletic potential on a more consistent basis. That's what it's all about, is to go out, have fun, and really be able to perform consistently. Now, we work with athletes primarily, yes, but we also work with coaches, parents, and athletic programs, the kind of the environment around the athlete, because there's so many things that the environment can do in order to help develop that culture of success, that culture of performance. We can set athletes up for success in many, many different ways, and we can kind of talk to those points as well in the future. I'm going to be tagging all these videos with a variety of sports that we're going to be talking about inside that video. So if you guys, want to have a specific topic that you want to talk to or a specific sport, please come back on a typical basis and look at what we have for your specific sport. Or if you have a question for your specific sport, please ask that question. We'd love to have stuff to talk about, right? I want to be able to direct content towards you, the viewer, and have you guys pick some ideas up that you might be able to use. Now, realize within this blog that the answers that we come up with, the topics that we talk about, they're not necessarily black and white for everybody. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation, and never is. At Mental Grit, we take everything as individual as we possibly can, and that's why we talk about things very vaguely. All right, I'm not going to get too specific into any one thing, just because of the fact that when we get too specific, that's not necessarily going to be the answer for you. The fun part about Mental Grit consulting and mental skills training as a whole is really being able to answer things for yourself. So we want to be able to provide the content, the ideas, maybe the techniques that you can play with, but it's up to you. It's up to you to go out and play with these techniques, play with the different ideas that people are using, that we're going to be throwing out there, and seeing what works best for you. That's the fun part about all of this, is that we get to play. We get to play with training our minds to help us optimally perform in any performance environment, whether that be in sport, which is always a fun one, right? But also in life. Big performances in life. So that's what we're here for. That's what it's all about. Today, I want to jump into the 5 different skills that you have available for you in order to help you accomplish a much broader range of performance and be more consistent in what you do. So number 1, we have emotional control. Number 2, focus and concentration. Number 3, self-talk. Number 4, imagery. And number 5, routines. Priming and helping you get to where you want to go when you need to be there. That's such an important factor. Now, we can talk through those a little bit, just really quickly. Emotional control. Emotional control is all about having the ability to control those emotions, control those energies that are going on around you inside the performance environment. Things can get chaotic. I know it. I'm a triathlete. At the start line of a triathlon, it's always so much energy, and to be able to control that is so important, because if you don't, things can get crazy inside. Your heart rate can increase. You get sweaty. You get, nervous. You get anxious, and then things just blow up in your mind, and bad things happen, right? So we need to be able to keep control over that emotion. That's the basis. If you don't feel like you have skills inside of, controlling those emotions, say something. We'll talk through those a little bit more in the future and tag those videos with that skill, so you can kind of look towards that idea. Number 2, focus and control. We're talking about 2 domains here. The first domain is on the field, being able to switch your focus with regards to your senses and focus on the things that you need to be focusing on. The second kind of domain that we're talking about is all about the goal domain, right? What are you focusing on more in your daily life, in your daily goals? Are you focusing more on the outcomes of things, or are you focusing more on the process of things? And we can talk to that point a little bit more. But again, what is your skill level inside of this ability to control your focus in both domains? And do you feel like you can maybe develop some of those skills in order to help you accomplish more? Number 3, self-talk. That chatter that's going on in the back of our heads happens all day long. We can do something about controlling that self-talk in order to help us rather than hurt us. And sometimes that self-talk does hurt us. We don't have any control over it, and it can be, detrimental to our overall experience, just because, when we start getting negative, when things start coming out in the back of our mind that provide doubt or fear or whatever that might be, it can keep us from getting to where we want to go. And we really want to push through that. We want to develop that skill of controlling that self-talk to help us, to support us rather than bring us down. Number 4 is imagery. We're going to talk a lot more about this. I think this is one of the most important skills that you have available to you, to control the images that you create in your mind, as well as to be able to change the images that have happened in the past. To be able to change those experiences that might have gone wrong and be able to make them right. And then move forward from those experiences. Using imagery, I think, is so impactful, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that is, how you can use it, some of the rules around imagery, and utilizing them inside of sport, inside of performance. And number 5, routines. Like I said before, we want to be able to know how to prime ourselves, but at the same time, we got to figure out where we need to be first. Then we got to figure out things that we can do every single practice and every single game and every single competition in order to get us into that prime state, into that ready state, whatever that might look like for you. And everybody's different in that. So with those things being said, I'm really excited to be starting this blog. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Please join us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook there. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We want to support you as the athlete, as the performer, to help you get to where you want to go. We know the importance. We know the impact of the mental game. You can train it. That's what we're here for. I'm really excited to get started with this little project. Please leave your questions in the comments box below, and we'll move forward from there. Have a fantastic day. Go win the week. Go win the day, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks, everyone.